Oh, my flight
Yeah.
was insane. I had never did that long a flight. I went from LAX, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
to Heathrow.
Yeah.
And now the thing that and then Heathrow to Oslo and Oslo to Bergen. But the thing I really hated was that each stop I had to go through security. So, and I'm a terrible traveler. Like, I had two bags, and I'm one of these travelers who's always like dropping, like I have my glass, and I'm always worried that I'm like, where's my passport? Where are my glasses? Where's my scarf? You know, and it was really funny because LA is so warm
Yeah.
that I was like, oh my God, what should I bring?
Yeah.
You know,
It's a big problem.
to wear. Like, my wife was like, you better take this, take. And so I had a huge purple suitcase. I have a purple suitcase. I look like Barney. If you know who Barney is, he's like this.
Yes.
But I had this huge purple suitcase. I had to check in, and then two bags, scarves, hats, like. But I'm on a plane. I'm hot. I was taking shit off the plane. I was like, oh my God. But what I hated was 3 different times I had to go through security. The belt, the shoes.
Oh, God.
And one of the times in Heathrow, and I don't understand because I went through security in LAX and I got to Heathrow, you know, and I thought I would just make my flight connection to Oslo, but they make you go through security again. What do they think, that I had something hidden on the plane? But what was killing me was in Heathrow, and I'm tired because it's 10
Yeah.
hours. I talked about it on stage a little bit tonight, how after about 7 hours, I just want the flight attendant to kill me.
Yes.
Because my mind is so active, you know, and I can't fall asleep on planes. What happens to me on planes is I go like this. Like, as soon as I'm going to fall asleep, I wake up. I don't know what that is. I just can't. I think because I snore, I'm worried that I'm going to be like
Yourself.
just ugly. But in Heathrow, I'm exhausted because you lose 9 hours. It goes 9 hours ahead.
Oh my God.
9 or 8 in London, 9 in Oslo.
Wow.
But 8 hours ahead, and my bag got pulled out in Heathrow to be searched, right? Because they thought they saw something, and the woman before me, and I'm waiting around,
Oh
and the
my
woman
God.
before me, an Asian woman who had, I swear to you, about 30 jars of makeup, and they're going through each jar of makeup.
Oh my God.
She took these huge, in this day and age when you know you're not supposed to bring anything
Yeah.
on planes, she took these huge things of makeup, and I'm waiting for her, and I'm losing it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm starting to get like, what, can you get my bag? I have to make my flight. So I get stressed when I
Yeah.
travel, and it was long. I got to Bergen, and I was so tired. I was so tired, and I had to do a show the next night. You know, I had to do a show the next night, and I did sleep that night. I slept that night. I slept like 14 hours, but I was
Wow.
still, when I went on stage last night in Bergen, I felt like just, you know,
Kind of like hungover.
like hungover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
Today, and then I did a show in Bergen, and whenever I do a show, I get wound up. And I couldn't sleep. Last night I didn't get to sleep till 7 a.m. today, and I had to fly to Oslo. So I got to Oslo, snowy, beautiful. Instead of walking around, I wanted to see Daniel Kitson,
Yeah.
because I've never seen Daniel.
Yeah.
And I just slept in the hotel room, you know, from like 4 to 8. So I'm all out of it. But I have 2 days now where I'm just going to hang out in Oslo.
And then what?
After Oslo, I go to LA, and then the next day I go to San Francisco. There's a great festival in San Francisco called the San Francisco Sketch Fest, stand
I've heard
up,
of it, yeah.
and they're going to show my movie at the festival.
Yeah.
They're going to show the movie, The Bitter Buddha, about me, and I'm going to do stand up, and I'm going to have the movie shown. I've been going around with the movie to different festivals. You know, we did New York, Austin, Texas. We showed it once in London, Edinburgh. it just played in Slam Dance in Park City, opposite
Wow.
Sundance. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that when I get back to LA. I got one day to rest.
So you've actually got to rest here, haven't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Otherwise
do.
you won't really have rest.
Yes. Yes.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But the flight back will be better because I gained 9 hours. You know, and it's only 2. You know, Oslo to Heathrow, Heathrow to LAX.
Yeah.
That last leg of the flight killed me. Like once I got to Oslo,
Yeah.
I had to get on another plane.
You feel like it's forever.
Forever. And it was crowded, and the woman, you know, when you're in that state of mind, I just get irritated. And the woman next to me, I had to go to the bathroom, and I was in the window, and it was only a 40-minute flight, but I had to go to the bathroom because I was told to drink a lot of water when I fly because you get dehydrated. So I'm always going to the bathroom. I drink too much because one time when I came home from Edinburgh, all those flights from Edinburgh, I came home and my muscles started tightening up.
God.
And my doctor said it was because you didn't drink water. So now I'm drinking water like an idiot. And I'm always like, I have to go to the bathroom. And this woman on the flight from Oslo to Bergen was like, she did one of those faces like, really? And it was like, it was me at the window, her in the middle, and then another woman. And she goes, well, she's got to move. And I was like, I got to go to the... And she was so upset with me. And then when I'm trying to get by her, she's got stuff on. I just hate flying. I hate the flights sometimes. You know what I mean? Do you like flying?
Well, I do kind of, but that's only because at the moment things are so crazy that when I'm on an aeroplane, a lot of them stop. Do you see what I mean? Because you know,
Really?
there's certain things you can't do on an aeroplane.
Oh, I see what you're
It's
saying.
like a break.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I like to read.
Yeah, and I like the sensation of taking up and landing. I love that.
I also had I've been reading this novel called 1Q84. 1Q84. It's by a Japanese author named, I think it's Hirakumo, and it's a huge hardcover. And I brought this book. It's huge. It's about, I think it's like over 1,000 pages. It's like 3 novels in one. And I can't believe I brought it. I left it in Oslo on the airport floor because it was so heavy.
Oh my God.
I just said, fuck it. I was so tired.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm leaving this
Oh my God.
novel and I'm going to go back to LA and buy the paperback
Yeah.
so I can finish the book. But I left that book.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe that I took that book, you know, just big, like I'm on the plane. Like reading like Shakespeare's collected works. You know what I mean?
That's a luxury though, isn't it?
I like, that's what I like about planes, is that you have that time to read.
Yeah.
Where normally it's hard to read in life.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
It is. It is hard. And I'm a bit like you as well, I get wired.
Yeah.
And you can't read when you're wired, can you?
Not really, you know. I try to calm myself down with a novel or something,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
you don't get engaged in it necessarily, do you?
Yeah, right. That's funny, just to
It's
leave.
good, it's going to be better when you go back, Eddie.
I think so.
Yeah, that's good.
Plus I'll be a little rested,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Also,
I was nervous, I mean, should I keep talking?
Yeah.
I'm very nervous because I've just started to fly internationally, you know, and I build it up in my head like, oh my God,
cute.
you know, like just I get you know, like, oh, new audiences, you know, will the Norwegians like me, you know, but I had confidence that the shows would go well because I love the guys who are running this festival. They're so nice.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
I agree that you can deduce, can't you?
Yeah,
We
by
find
how
that.
lovely the people are.
We find that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You find that too?
Yeah, with the festivals.
Yeah,
especially.
whoever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, you just
The
know. And
whole-
these guys were beautiful.
Yeah, they're the same as their public face, really. We really notice that, yeah.
Yeah, and you can tell who's not going to be.
Do you remember we were talking about music earlier?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about just how some people will consider a certain type of music too dark, and that's the kind of stuff that I really like music that just makes me feel. That's why I listen, I mean, I just, that's what, I don't really listen to music. Well, I do a little bit, like the poppy, the little dee 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 dee. I listen to the music that really, just makes me, what it does, it unlocks memory. I think that's what good music does. It unlocks my brain and it unlocks memory. I think I've I think I have a lot of memories that I've pushed out of my brain. I don't want to remember about when I was a small boy and my mom and dad fought or whatever, and then I'll hear a piece of music, like a beautiful piece of music, and it'll just unlock all these things that I've been pushing down, you know? And I find that I love, like you say, you like to read on planes. I find that I love to listen to music on planes. I bring my iPod, and, a lot of times on planes I'll be crying, like with music. Like, there's a freedom on a plane.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're unhappy.
Not at all.
It means you're feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People think, oh, he's so sad. They look at my comedy, and they go, oh, he's so angry. And I am angry, but I also have a lot of joy, and they can't believe the joy part because they see me on stage, but I'm making fun.
I was just going to say that. I think you're having fun on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of, what it's like to be enraged all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's plenty to be angry about, though. There's plenty to be angry about in the world.
But that's different to being enraged.
True.
Isn't it? It's almost like...
True.
Yeah? Like, you're enraging, it's almost like a fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A happy fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's cathartic.
It is.
It's cathartic to do on stage because I get to just, yell about whatever pops into my head. You know what I mean?
do,
Like
yeah.
just scream about whatever pops into my head.
Yeah.
And there's something cathartic about that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's almost like when you do that and we're all laughing so hard, it's like you've given us that same intensity of feeling. It's something to do with that, Eddie, because as I've said before, your gigs are really hilarious. They're not even just funny. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I like to bring that intensity, like to give it an intensity to make. I think what's funny is to act like it's so important. Like I think that makes people laugh. People taking things too seriously. Like like it's funny, when you're out in the world and you see someone get really upset over like their sandwich doesn't taste good and they're like, this sandwich, and you're like, look at that person, because you realize, why are you taking that so serious? But people do. So when I do stand up, it's an opportunity to like make fun of like you people, like I don't know, it's just fun. It's fun to do that.
Imagine if you were one of those people who were so enraged by that sandwich. How nice and simple would your life be?
Oh, because that's all you care about?
Yes.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. If you could get so enraged because you're so small-minded.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
And are you able to talk about your gig at Soho?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So you're at Soho for...
3 weeks in May. I'm not sure the exact dates. I think it's May 6th to the end of the month.
Fantastic.
And I'm doing 6 shows a week. Yeah. And I'm excited. London. I'm so excited about finally getting to experience London. That's going to be, for me, that's going to be a life changer, I think, you know. I think that's going to be a life-changing thing, you know, to be able to be there for 3 weeks. Instead of like Oslo, I'm here quick,
Yeah.
you know, other towns quick. That's going to be 3
Yeah.
weeks in London. So I'm hoping to just see a lot of places, you know. I grew up loving British comedy. You know, Monty Python. I just grew up Monty Python, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like all that. You know, I just love it. I love the British. I'm a Britophile.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really excited. And London, I mean, you know, I'm
Yeah.
from New York, and the other city I really I wanted to see Paris too and Rome, but London is on the top of my list. So.
Well, we'll see you there, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so pleased you're coming for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You won't be allowed home.
I might want to move there, you know.
Hopefully you will.